So what is the Talkatoo Glitch? Well, it's a camera locking glitch that was discovered by Mills, Tails, Prower shortly after the release of the game. The glitch is triggered whenever an object hits Talkatoo immediately after you talk to him. This means the trick can easily be done with either Seeds or Cappy, Cappy being the easier option of the two. Once this is done correctly, the camera will lock shortly after you finish talking with Talkatoo as long as they remain on the screen. If you get Talkatoo off the screen quickly after activating the glitch, you can prevent the camera from locking. This will cause the camera to act normally until you bring Talkatoo back on the screen. Doing this, you can lock the game into some pretty interesting camera angles. In this state, you can move Mario about normally, but if you bring him off screen, it can be quite easy to lose track of him. If you'd like to deactivate the camera lock, you can do so by warping, entering a completely new area, or talking to someone else. If you talk to another NPC while in this glitch, it will actually trigger Talkatoo's dialogue to appear before the new NPCs. That's not the only oddity caused by this glitch. There's a few other neat interactions and side effects you can mess with, most of them being visual glitches. For example, throwing Cappy at the same time the camera locks will cancel Mario's running animation and make it look like he's standing. In this state, Mario can continue to move around, giving the appearance that he's sliding across the floor. This animation will persist until he jumps. Another one of these animation glitches occur when Mario is holding onto a pole when the camera locks. This will cause Mario to start the walking animation until he moves again. The next interesting interaction is that this camera lock continues as Mario captures enemies and enters rooms that are still considered a part of the main map. This lets us see things from a perspective we wouldn't normally be able to. One of my favorites is how the game interacts when you enter New Dog's concert hall and continues to show the city, but lit up in a completely different way. Another cool side effect is what happens when Mario ground pounds at the same time the camera locks. Not only does it cancel the ground pound animation and replace it with the Mario idle animation like in some of the other glitches, it actually causes Mario to levitate in midair. This is where the jump rope glitch comes into play. Back in late November of 2017, people began using this levitation trick to break the jump rope leaderboards. Max scores quickly filled the leaderboards because of how easy the glitch was to perform. It was simple, just perform the levitation after starting jump rope. Since the game will never register Mario as being on the ground, you'd be able to rack up points with no effort for as long as you want. Really, all it took to get max score was a willingness to wait. This is what eventually caused Nintendo to patch the glitch in the 1.2.0 version of the game on February 21st, 2018. This means the glitch is only currently possible in versions 1.0.0, 1.0.1, and 1.1.0. The glitch continues to not be possible in the game's newest version, 1.3.0. If you're curious what version of the game you're on, you can check this by going to the home menu and pressing plus when Super Mario Odyssey is selected. The game's version will be visible right under the title. One of my favorite parts of glitches in video games is trying to figure out why they work the way they do. So why does the Talkatoo glitch work? Well, it's very likely that the camera lock is a result of the game thinking we're talking with Talkatoo. This would explain why the camera is restricted like it would normally be when talking to an NPC, and also partly explain why Talkatoo's dialogue appears when we start talking with someone else. This also supports why doing so can cancel the glitch. Another quirk with Mario Odyssey is you can't start a conversation with an NPC if they aren't visible on screen. This would explain why the camera lock only triggers when we're looking at Talkatoo and why we can delay the lock from occurring by looking away. All the weird animations that we can cause are likely the game's attempt at switching Mario's animation back to the idle standing animation he has when talking to someone. Unfortunately, this is sometimes done incorrectly since we aren't actually talking to anyone or in situations we're supposed to be able to talk to people in. The animation changes are probably what causes the levitation exploit with this glitch. Once Mario begins a ground pound, he's stuck in the air until the initial air stall part of the ground pound animation completes. This animation never finishes if the game changes his animation to the idle stand animation, so Mario is stuck in that initial part of the ground pound where he isn't moving until you cancel it by pressing X or Y to change his state to diving. The fact that we can only leave this state by diving supports this. The game clearly thinks Mario is still performing a ground pound, but it doesn't have any means to change the part of the ground pound he's in. This means the only way we can leave this state is to change our ground pound into a dive. And that's all there is to know about the Talkatoo glitch. Have any questions about it? I'd be glad to answer. Just leave a comment down below and I'll try my best to give you my thoughts when I have time. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to like and subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.